It's fair to say that Monday.com is important to your business. In this masterclass, we'll show you how to protect all the critical data, workflows, and processes that your business relies on in Monday.com. We'll also discuss how the backup strategy you implement today can build business intelligence with Monday.com's Sidekick AI. I'm Dan, a solutions engineer at Rewind. Touching on the agenda for today, we'll start by analyzing the scale of the data loss problem and defining the crucial concept of the shared responsibility gap. Next, we'll break down what organizational data resilience means, specifically focusing on the pillars of control, recovery, and compliance. Finally, we'll move into a live walkthrough and demonstration showing you exactly how Rewind operates natively within Monday.com to provide automated backups, granular restoration, and audit-ready compliance. Before we get into what data resilience in the cloud looks like and why you should add an extra layer of protection for your Monday.com data, let's look at the sheer size of the problem. Many IT professionals operate under a dangerous assumption. 79% mistakenly believe SaaS apps include full backup and recovery by default. Meanwhile, 87% of companies experienced a SaaS data loss event in 2024. The cause is clear. 99% of cloud security failures are due to user fault, not platform issues. While Monday.com has bulletproof uptime, your data is your responsibility. This brings us to the core issue for all SaaS data, the shared responsibility gap. SaaS platforms handle system and uptime availability, but when it comes to your data, you are responsible. The events that happen most often, user error, accidental deletion, AI actions, or migration errors, fall entirely on you. You need to protect against data loss. The solution is building organizational data resilience based on 3 pillars. Number 1, control. Taking ownership of your data and understanding the shared responsibility model. Number 2, recover. Having a disaster recovery plan with a clear recovery time objective and recovery point objective, commonly known as RTO and RPO. And number 3, comply. Being audit ready for critical standards like HIPAA, SOC 2, ISO 27001, GDPR, and DORA. Now, think about how important Monday.com is to your organization. How many critical processes rely on Monday.com? Development sprints, the marketing roadmap, sales cycles, CRM, hiring and onboarding processes. If you're here, it's safe to assume that Monday.com is business critical in your organization. You need to protect it. That's where we come in. Rewind acts as the umbrella, offering an essential extra layer of data resilience by creating an air gap, storing your data outside of the Monday.com platform. This gives you the control needed to drive down your RTO and RPO targets. Rewind Backups for Monday.com focuses on 3 functions. Automated backups that run every 24 hours. You can also initiate a backup anytime, which is smart before testing a complex automation or importing a large dataset. Granular data restoration, allowing you to turn back time. You can perform a full rollback or recover just a single lost board, deleted folder, or an item. Compliant and immutable audit logs, which is a core requirement for compliance standards like SOC 2, ISO 27001, and HIPAA. Rewind is SOC 2 compliant and ISO 27001 certified. We support compliance with HIPAA, GDPR, DORA, and other standards. Your backups are protected with AES 256-bit encryption, and we retain backup data for as long as you need with our configurable data retention. Critically, you can choose your data residency. You select whether your data resides in Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, or Australia. We make compliance easy. Now, let's see Rewind in action with a live walkthrough. Starting here in my Monday.com account, we see Rewind installed as a workspace app, so we can access it without ever leaving Monday.com. Once inside the app, you'll choose a data region from Canada, the United States, Germany, the United Kingdom, or Australia. This is crucial for compliance. Your first backup begins automatically. Let's jump over to an established account with historical data. Here we can see the date and time when our last backup was completed. With Rewind, backups run automatically every 24 hours at the same time, requiring no intervention. You can also initiate a backup at any time with a single click. This is helpful before testing a new complex automation or importing a large dataset. Backups are incremental, backing up only changes made in the last 24 hours. You can see in our event history when the backup event started, when it completed, and how many items were backed up. You can also see the same thing for restores. The All Items view is where the actual data resides. If I open the Filters tab on the right-hand side, we can see all the different content type that Rewind backs up for a Monday.com instance. Everything from boards, groups, columns, items, all the way down to the sub-items. Everything here is backed up granularly, which means I can restore it granularly. If it was just one board that was deleted, I can bring back that one board without affecting anything else within the account. And now, let's simulate a data loss event by deleting our Q2 deals board. So back in Rewind, I can filter under the All Items view for specific boards to find. Now that I've reduced the subset of boards that I'm looking at, I can use Rewind's advanced search to use things like wildcards, quotes, and or negate operators to find exactly the content that I need. In my case, if I know that it's called Q2 deals, I could use exact quotes. Otherwise, I could use wildcards such as Q star to find anything that starts with Q and ends with anything else. In my case, I'm going to click on the first Q2 deal boards that appears and get brought into the side-by-side view for version comparison. As I scroll down, we're presented with the side-by-side view between the current version and a selected version. Within the selected version, I can open up a drop-down menu which shows me a timestamp for every time this board has changed throughout the course of its life. Dating back to the original date from which it was created, I can select any one of these and compare them side by side with the content I see of the current version. At a high level, I can see the description, the type, or I can see a detailed summary within the source code showing me a JSON comparison view. Once I've selected on a version that I'm happy with, it's just a matter of clicking the Restore button at the bottom. That restore is now in progress. We'll keep an eye on the bottom left here to see that Q2 deals board reappears immediately. When I open it up, we can actually watch the restore happen in real time. The groups come back, the columns come back, and then of course the items and the sub-items. I'll get an email when the restore is finished, but it's much more fun to watch it happen in real time. So now that the restore is complete, we can see that my active deals group, my closed won group, columns, and even sub-items have returned as they looked previous to that deletion.
To help you take absolute ownership of your data, Rewind includes several key security and redundancy features.
First, we offer Cloud Sync. This powerful feature allows you to store a complete copy of your backed up data in your own AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud platform. We also incorporate essential security controls supporting multi-factor authentication, a security best practice that prevents unauthorized access to your backup data. We include role-based access controls, which you can see here. This allows you to manage who can access backup data to just those people that need it. Finally, for compliance, Rewind gives you easy access to the immutable audit logs, which are crucial when proving backup compliance. Rewind makes it easy to build data resilience today. Paired with Monday.com's Sidekick AI, that backup data becomes more than just insurance. It powers deep, searchable, historical insight inside your Monday.com boards. Through the embedded chat window, I can ask Sidekick questions and understand how data has changed over time. For example, I might ask, the current attainment value looks all wrong. What happened? And Sidekick delivers an accurate summary informed by Rewind's history. It pinpoints the cause, a bulk action, or a simple typo that dropped the numbers and instantly suggests a restore to correct the error. Moments later, the correct values are repopulated, and the board is back to normal. But it doesn't stop there. Sidekick can also analyze performance data and highlight the key figures driving results. I can ask a question like, it looks like we did really well on revenue figures. What are some of the key highlights over the quarter that helped contribute to that? And with Rewind installed, Sidekick has access to historical records from backup data and can deliver clear, contextual summary. From enterprise and mid-market performance to pipeline activities and standout individual achievements, Sidekick surfaces the insights that matter most. It even connects those highlights back to specific OKRs, giving me a complete picture of what fueled the quarter's success. With Rewind and Sidekick together, you will not only recover from mistakes, you will gain a powerful new lens on how your business is performing over time. We've reached the end of our masterclass. Now, before we wrap up, let's review the 3 essential takeaways you can bring back to your team. Data loss happens, but you need to be prepared. Don't play the odds. Remember that 87% of companies reported a data loss event last year, whether it was due to malicious action or a simple accident. You own your data. SaaS platforms don't own your critical data, you do. It is your responsibility under the shared responsibility model to take the steps necessary to protect it. It's not that hard. With Rewind, building compliance-ready data resilience is easy. The only thing left is making the decision to do it.
Rewind provides a critical layer of data protection and resilience for Monday.com. The data you back up today is the context Sidekick will need tomorrow. Start your free trial or book a demo at rewind.com/Monday. Thanks for watching.